for all the bouncing around. I'm still getting a couple cameras set up. What you doing there, buddy? Hey, Flash. I think his coloring is really cool. So when they're babies, they're a lot darker. And you'll see that with Dash. He's kind of a mix between this and Chloe. Chloe's really dark. Chloe's only about 6 or 7 months old. But Flash here is 7 years old. And before Flash was here, he was at a facility where he was always behind the glass window. And he was never petted or hand-fed or interacted with. So we don't hold him here, but he comes out every morning and we hand feed him and we pet him. But when you're petting a sloth, you really want to make sure that you don't do the cat scritches. I think that's what Michaela calls it, scritches. But basically, don't pet them how you pet a cat. They don't like it. So we always try to tell people, just use the back of your hand. Does he ever just fall? No, not here. Sloths do fall in the wild probably once a week and from 100 feet or more. And the reason that they fall is they're trying to get to the end of the branch because they're trying to get those fresh leaves, right? And when they're at the end of the branch, they're about to get that leaf, and then maybe a harpy eagle or a jaguar jumps out there to try to get them, and then they both go crashing down to the ground. But the sloth is going to survive that. And the reason why is they have 46 ribs. Seriously, 46 ribs. 2 sets of 23. And inside of them is all this connective tissue. And it's connected to all of their ribs. So that way when they fall and they smack the ground, they don't get that double impact. So it's kind of like a seatbelt for their guts. Pretty amazing that God made them for jumping out of trees, right? All right, I'm gonna get a couple more things set up and we're gonna get some breakfast for the other sloth and then we're gonna sit down and cuddle a sloth. I had a little bit of bluegrass going on earlier. I'm gonna see if they'll let that keep going. Flash came down right away when I was playing bluegrass. I think that's his music of choice. I've tried a little bit of Frank Sinatra, tried some Bob Marley, and it seems like bluegrass is Flash's jam. But I'm not sure how John feels about that because John is not a fan of bluegrass. I mean, I think it's pretty good. So it's playing in the background. I'm gonna get the rice for the other sloth and we'll get started. We look alike? Well, here's a funny story. I started working here probably about 2.5 years ago. And I had a little bit long hair, but not super long. And the reason I started growing my hair out is my daughter, she's 9 now, but she has a little bit of curly, really long hair. And she was wondering where she got her curls from. So I said, she got her curls from me, and I'll grow my hair out to show her. So that's why I've grown my hair out, is for my daughter. But I guess it is advantageous that I kind of look like the sloth. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Coe Riverside Farm. This is Flash. He's a 2-fingered or 2-toed Linnaeus sloth. We actually have 4 sloths here at Coe Riverside Farm. 3 of them you can hold. I'm getting some breakfast ready for the other sloths, and then we're gonna actually sit down and hold a baby sloth. Well, I say a baby sloth. I guess he's 16 months old. So that seems like a baby sloth to me. All right, let me finish getting this food ready. What do y'all think about that bluegrass music playing in the background? Is that all right? Or can you even hear it? So sloths eat a mixture of sweet potatoes, squash, zucchini, a little bit of rice, and some protein. And actually what I'm doing right now is getting some of it ready and chopping it up. So this is kind of what it looks like over here. This is Sous Chef Kitchen Central for sloths. So I'm a little paranoid about the sloths having too big a piece. So I really like to chop it up really small because I don't know if I could give the big guy mouth to mouth. And I don't know if he'd really be receptive. So, because of that, I chop him up really small. And Flash is kind of picky sometimes with if he wants zucchini, squash, sweet potato, or different things like that. All right, I'm gonna try a piece of squash. No, see, he's kind of picky. He'll be like, no, I don't want that. Even green beans. Green beans are usually Flash's favorite. But sometimes he'll be like, I don't want that end of the green bean. I want the other end. So, Flash is apparently still waking up. You know, there's some people that you gotta kind of wake up a little bit before you start scarfing down some breakfast. And maybe Flash is one of those sloths. Where's everybody watching from this morning? We're live here at Kelly Riverside Farm. And I am just getting a little bit of sloth snacks ready. And the big reason that we tell people to make sure that when you put the food in the sloth's mouth that you move your finger is because the zucchini in your finger look very similar. And sloths have monorod chromacy. So that means that he is basically seeing in black and white all the time, and he just has really poor vision. So we don't want to tempt fate by saying, hey Flash, eat this. It looks just like your food, and it's a finger. So we just try to use a little common sense. We feel like that goes a long way. You like our sloths? Well, that's awesome. Thanks, Brittany. Where's everybody watching from this morning? We're live here at Kelly Riverside Farm. I'm the voice out of the screen getting some breakfast ready for the sloths. That's Flash that you're looking at. He's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And we actually have 4 sloths here at Kelly Riverside Farm. Flash, Dash, Zoe, and Chloe. Indiana, Missouri, how's it going? Hope you guys are having a great day. Playing a little bit of bluegrass, hanging out with sloths. It's chilly outside, but here's the deal. It's always 75 to 80 degrees, maybe 85, here with the sloths. So it's not cold here. Good morning, Kaylee in the UK. Hope you're doing good. Guys, I love this song. I'm going to turn it up just a tad, and we're almost done chopping veggies. We're going to get the other sloth out. Iowa. Good morning, Iowa. Good morning, Louisiana. So I'm going to try to lower the camera, and then I got to go inside there and get the other sloth. So give me a minute while the tripod probably bounces all over the crazy place. And then, okay, do you want to bite now, buddy? Guys, Flash is a two-toed or two-fingered Linnaeus sloth. Watch this. He's going to lean down. He's thinking about it. He's like, should I get it? Here you go, Flash. You want to bite, bud? He's so picky sometimes. He'll be like, no, only rice. I mean, diva. Good morning. How goes it? Goes. Well, that's good. Nobody's fed Dash, right? No. Morning, everybody. This is Michaela. Michaela's the super sloth keeper. We're about to feed Dash. And the Flash is ready for your 11 o'clock. Yep. Alright guys, I'm going to bounce the tripod around a little bit. I'm sorry about that. And then we're going to lower it. And then we're going to get Dash. Here we go. kind of a funny angle of them, and I apologize, but give me 1 second while I grab Dash.
Dash has been loving the spinach recently.
Oh, good. They make the cutest little lunches with the spinach. Alright, I got Dash. I'm gonna give him some spinach leaves because they said that he's been loving the spinach, and then we're gonna sit down and feed him. It's musical Sloth in here sometimes. So Flash up above there, he's about 7 years old. We don't hold Flash, but we do pet him and feed him. I have another sloth in my hands that I'm about to show you that you do get to feed and hold. And his name is Dash. You got enough room over there, McKinney's? Throw me that spinach bucket when you get a chance. Yeah. Alright. Good morning, guys. It is a little bit chilly outside, but here's the awesome thing. It's always 75 to 80 degrees, sometimes 85. Here in the sloth room. So, if you want to come cuddle some cute animals, come on out to Kelly Riverside Farm. I'm going to get one more camera set up and then we'll get going. Does anybody have any epic plans for Christmas? We've had a couple people stay over in the Sloth Suite during Christmas, and I think that they've had the best time ever. They said that it was really good because they didn't have to worry about all the cleanup. And I don't know about you, but cleaning up is not the fun part. Another really awesome thing that we just started doing here at Kelly Riverside Farm is doing a cuddle in your cabin. Now you can also do that same encounter in your covered wagon. So can y'all imagine holding a baby sloth in a covered wagon? It's like mixing Oregon Trail and maybe like Indiana Jones. That's what I think. They are adorable. All right, almost there. Michaela, how was your day yesterday?
It was good.
Was there some epic slothing?
I think we only had like 2 sloth encounters yesterday.
Well, they got to relax.
One of them I had to do a bunch of monkey stuff.
Oh. Monkey. All right. The baby was looking at me, yes. The sloths love to gaze around. And when they look at you and you're holding them, definitely kind of melts your heart. Hey Daniel, I'm doing pretty good today. How about you, man? All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Coe Riverside Farm, and this is Dash. He's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth, and we're gonna feed him a little bit of breakfast this morning. So sloths in the jungle, they're gonna eat 10% of their body weight every single day. In the jungle, they're only getting leaves and yummy things like that. Here at the farm, they get a little bit of zucchini, squash, sweet potato, spinach leaves, a little bit of rice and protein. Now, we are lacking in some things, and here's one that I'm really appreciative. We don't have any harpy, eagles, or jaguars here. And you know why that's awesome? Because that's what would be getting this little cute sloth. We don't want that to happen, do we? No. So here at Coe Riverside Farm, we have over 150 animals. We have 4 sloths, we have llamas, kangaroos, alpacas, and Scottish Highland cows. So 2 of our Scottish Highland cows are Dolly and Annie. So Dolly is all white with black tipped nose, ears, and feet. The cutest thing ever. And then Annie is pretty much the same coloring with the white, but she has red tipped nose, ears, and feet. She's really cute. You love a cute jaguar. Man, I do too, but I just don't want them to, eat one of these sloths as a little bit of a buffet item, I don't want that to happen. No sloth brunching here. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Coe Riverside Farm. This is Dash. He is working on these spinach leaves. Oh, he didn't like that one. Sloths are a little picky sometimes. They'll want to kind of rotate their food choices. And then you want a little sweet potato? Oh yeah. He's like, give me the good stuff. You never saw a sloth before? Well, awesome. Guys, you can actually come here and do this encounter. So if you want to hold a sloth, feed a sloth, or cuddle a sloth, you can do all of that here at Coe Riverside Farm. Our sloths are Flash. Look at Flash right out up there. That's our adult. He's also a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth, but he's 7 years old. Let's see if I can turn my hands correctly so the cameras can see him. Might mess that up. So Flash is also a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. Uh-oh, I just saw a really, really cute baby sloth. Can I show him? All right, guys, here we go. Hold your breath. Here it comes. The cutest little baby sloth ever. Michaela Warner, future veterinarian. Oh, I'm still allowed to say that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a surprise, guys. That was a surprise. I'm not pregnant, despite what all of the comments said. I told Kevin really early on, and he was like, guys, we have a really big surprise. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on the spot, I don't know what to say. And then Donna, my mother-in-law, made a post and said the good news that I did get accepted into vet school. That it was a little bit awkward there for a day or two, because I'm sure many of you thought that I was pregnant. Not. But yeah, vet school next fall is when I'll start at UT, so it was really exciting.
Sometimes I surprise them a little bit. I'm like, guess what? We're gonna talk about this, and they're like, I didn't know if I wanted to talk about that. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. So guys, if that ever happens, I totally apologize. I get a little excited sometimes. It's all in good spirits. Thank you, Lorraine. And guys, Lorraine is one of our moderators, and she does a great job along with Sis, because sometimes there's so many questions we can't get to them. So they help catch a lot of them. Can a handicapped person get in the room to hold the sloths? Yeah, 100%. I think people even drive right down to the barn, right?
Drive in, yeah.
So if it's a handicapped situation, most people, you check in up at the farm store and then come down. But if it's a handicapped situation, put it in the notes, and then probably Donna, Piper, or Leo will communicate with you. And yes, we've had plenty of people come in wheelchairs or other Mobility devices like that. I can't believe I got that verbiage right. Not believable. Where is this located? Hey, Mad Mike, we are in Benton, Tennessee, right on the banks of the Ocoee River. We're halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Nah, not Ocoee, Florida. And right over here is another baby sloth. That's baby Chloe, and that's Michaela. Michaela will probably be doing your sloth encounter pretty much 99% of the time, unless she's out doing something more important than John or I, or maybe Fallon might fumble through it. But you guys want Michaela. She's way better than us. They can't regurgitate their food. That's right, Lorraine. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. We are live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. Oh, this is Dash, and I accidentally just dropped his little food out. All right, so we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. Can you guys imagine holding a baby sloth like this in your arms? They are so cute and cuddly, the way they kind of hold on to you. So they're holding on to you for a couple different reasons. A sloth's relaxed state is actually clamped on. So a sloth could pass away in the trees, but stay there because their relaxed state is actually clamped on. Sloths only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. And when they use the bathroom, they lose 30% of their body weight. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty crazy. So imagine if you're 200 pounds and having a 60-pound bathroom break. That's crazy. Flash is up above us, hanging out. He's our adult two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And he's kind of the patriarch of the bunch, but they're not related. A lot of people, when they're watching the videos, they see Flash reaching down, and he's reaching down for food and for snacks. He's not related to these sloths, and he's definitely not their mom. And the reason that we know that he's not their mom is there's a couple problems with that. He's a male, so he's not their mom, and he's not related to them. So when you guys are watching the videos and you see this sloth reaching down while we're holding the baby sloths, it's not Mama Sloth reaching down for the babies. It's Mr. Flash reaching down for another snack going, hey, I'm hungry. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. I'm Kevin. This is Dash. That's Flash. Over there is Chloe and Michaela. Michaela, do you have any big thoughts for today?
I'm still waking up.
All right, I'm on it. She didn't get the coffee yet. I'm not allowed to have coffee because I'm a little excitable anyway. So I only get to drink this poison, but it's all right. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. A lot of people say, hey, is there just sloths there? No, there's not sloths. Some of my other animals that I think is pretty cool are the camels. So, we have a camel so big that they had to cut a hole in the side of the barn to get it in there. Not the side of the barn, but the stall. It's over 7 feet tall. So Ed, he is the largest camel in North America. He weighs almost 2,000 pounds, 1,750. So we have 3 camels here. We have Ed and Abu. They're dromedary camels. You can tell that they're dromedary because they just have 1 hump. If you flipped a D over on its side, it would have 1 hump. But we also have a Bactrian camel. Bactrian camels have 2 humps. If you slip a B over to its side, it has 2 humps. And his name is Humphrey. Now I think Humphrey looks just like Sid the Sloth from, is that Ice Age? Mm-hmm. Ice Age. You can tell my movie genre focus is a little bit of the animation persuasion. I would like to blame some of that on my 9-year-old daughter, but that would be false because I just enjoy the movies. I think they're hilarious. So, Humphrey looks just like Sid the Sloth. And you can actually come here and ride Ed. Now, Ed is a little vocal sometimes, but it's just because he's an extrovert once you're on him. He's like, hey, I'm out here working, and I want people to know that I'm working. Now, when people hear those loud sounds, they're like, what is that animal? So, I'm not going to try to replicate it because of two reasons. A, it would sound awful, and B, you would laugh hysterically. So, but if you've ever seen Star Wars, the Chewbacca noises, they're kind of like a loud, gurgling, yelling. That's what camels sound like. So sometimes, poor, sweet, quiet Michaela is in here giving presentations. And it's either John's very loud voice, my loud voice, or the camels. What else would be a little loud? The macaws.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
And Humphrey.
well, the camels, yeah. So sometimes you get a little bit of extra presentation, and that's what we're all about here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. So a lot of people say, hey, is this your house? Is this your farm? What's going on here? Ocoee Riverside Farm is licensed by the USDA as an exhibitor. So what all that word jargon just means is we have the same certification as a zoo. So, unlike a zoo where you're seeing things from afar in a very large group of people, we work with small groups of people and getting hands-on encounters or experiences. So think of it very much like a zoo that has an Airbnb inside with covered wagons, and except you're in the area with all of the animals. So that's what's really cool here. And especially upstairs at the Sloth Suite. Yeah, you heard me right. We have a Sloth Suite. So if you want a sloth for a roommate, you can come to Ocoee Riverside Farm, stay upstairs. That's right, it's just right up above us, right up there, and you get this guy as a roommate. That's Flash, not me. I'm not your roommate. It's the sloth. It's not the Kevin Suite. It's the Sloth Suite. Good morning, Jackie. Does a person pay admission, and how much per person? Okay, so here's the deal. If you want to come and take a farm tour or an animal encounter, that's a great way to see the whole farm. That lasts about an hour, hour and a half. If you go to our website, ocoeeriversidefarm.com, it spells it all out and lists all the pricing. I think the pricing for adults is around $20, $25, and then you can add on like bottle feeding baby kangaroos, or riding a camel, or what else is it? Feeding the Scottish Highland cows, horseback rides, different things like that. If you're a child, hopefully you're in school and not watching this. But for the pricing for your kid, obviously this stuff's a little bit discounted. And then if you want to go and hold the sloths, those are different encounters that you can do throughout the day. None of our encounters are ginormous groups. I think the biggest farm tour that we do is maybe 20 people. So you're actually touching and holding sugar gliders, micro squirrels, hedgehogs. We bring out coatimundis and iguanas. Like, we have a huge iguana, and his name is Willie. Guys, did you know that iguanas can hold their breath for up to 30 minutes? Marine iguanas can hold it even longer. So they're like diving around, going up underwater. They'll even swim from island to island sometime. What's the weight limit for Ed? I think it's like 250, maybe 3. I'm not sure. It's on the actual website, on that encounter page. Don't quote me. I'm not AI. I'm only a human, so I can't remember it all. All right. Did I miss any more questions? Good morning, Frey. How are you? Thank you for watching. Everybody, I really want to say thank you for watching and sharing and reposting this, and even following and subscribing us. As we roll into winter, it's definitely a little chilly outside, and when it's that cold, we have to crank up the heat for these cute little guys. They have to have their environment be between 75 to 80 degrees all of the time. If the temperature is not maintained like that, the bacteria that is inside of their gut will actually expire, okay? So we like our sloths, and we want to keep the heat pumping, so we really appreciate all the shares and the likes and the follows. Dash is like, I do too. I like warm areas and being hand-fed. Right, Flat or Dash? See, this is what happens when we Dr. Seuss all the animals. I get my rhymes wrong. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, right up here above us is Flash. Flash is a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And we'll actually be doing a full sloth encounter starting at about 11 a.m. So, if you guys want to watch Michaela in action, hang around till about 11, and she's going to be doing a sloth encounter. You're trying to convince your family to go on a road trip to see us. Well, you should. Hey, here's the deal. There's so much to do around us. I mean, do they like hiking? There's hiking everywhere around here. There's waterfalls to go check out. If you got some people that got to get some city in them, you know, send them down to Chattanooga. If you want beautiful waterfalls, just head north just a tad to Bald River Falls. This waterfall is 90 feet tall, and you can drive right up to it. It is gorgeous. I mean, I think it's beautiful. Also, just a couple minutes away is Benton Falls. We do guided hikes there, so you can take a hike and see Benton Falls. It is beautiful. I even know people that got engaged there. Pretty epic. Okay, the people that got engaged was Vladik and Michaela. So Vladik proposed there, and it was really cute. When we were hiking down, is it okay to tell the story,
Yeah.
Michaela?
Yeah, it's
Okay. So we were hiking down, and obviously Michaela didn't know. And we were hiking there with my girlfriend and my daughter, and we're going down, and this guy runs up to us, and he says, "Someone just proposed." And I was like, "Someone just proposed?" Because I really try to be on time, if not early, like if I want to be there, right? So I'm like, "Oh no, we missed it." And I was like, "Wait, what did they look like?" And they're like, da 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 da. I was like, "I don't think that's them." And I was like, "Wait, if you guys see another couple, don't mention the proposal to them, because we're hiking down to film this proposal, right?" And they're like, "Okay." So we get down there and we're setting up the tripods and the cameras and all this stuff. And, you know, we're practicing where we're going to put the cameras. And then we see Vladik and Michaela walking down. And we're like, "Hey, how's it going? You know, hey, what are you doing here?" Michaela's like, "We're here hiking." And she's like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Oh, we always do stuff outside," which is true. And she's like, "Oh, okay." And doesn't say anything else. Because I was like, she's for sure going to be like, "Why are you here with a tripod and a camera and your kid and everything?" But then I realized I do obsessively take the tripod and camera. Oh.
It was a little weird too, though, because we were just on the phone with him like an hour prior, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna go rafting down the Ocoee." And then we get there, and he's at the waterfall, and I'm like, "I thought you said you were rafting." He was like, "Oh, this is just a detour. We're gonna do that afterwards." And still, my little naive brain, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I had no idea I was about to get proposed to.
But I did leave the raft on the 4Runner in the parking lot to aid in the detail. So when I told her, "Hey, we're still going to go rafting later on," the story made sense because she saw a raft on the 4Runner. So anyway, we're down there, and then they obviously proposed, and she said yes. Not they proposed, he proposed, and she said yes. But it really was like the cutest thing ever. Sorry for the huge detour there. John and I just start talking about whatever, don't we, Michaela?
You say so many things about sloth that's like you run out. You forget what you do say.
Guys, let me get a sip right here of this drink, and then we'll talk about some sloth some more. Where are y'all watching from? And have you guys ever been here? Have you held a sloth? And have you been to Bald River? Oh, hey, Connie, you have been to Bald River. It is beautiful. I think it's like one of the prettiest waterfalls around, and you can drive right to it. They are cute. The sloths are the cutest. All right, guys, I'm about to give him his favorite food ever, and you're about to see him go crazy. Hey, from Arkansas, how are you? You want some? Oh, he doesn't want any right now. I am surprised. Okay. Well, that's all right. Let's see if he wants another little piece of spinach. So sloths eat 10% of their body weight every day. Let's see here. I think I missed some. Hey, Michelle, you need us all to be here? Well, we're working on it. They're not pets. I agree. And guys, sometimes when we get comments that say, hey, they're not pets, animal trafficking, taken from the jungle, things like that, these sloths were never in the jungle. The reason that we know that is they came from a veterinarian and a breeder who his first sloth was an injured sloth that could not go back to the jungle from over 30 years ago. We don't really feel that people should have sloths as pets. They are not our pets. We are licensed as a zoo. We are just an experiential zoo where you can actually hold the animals. Now, we don't think that you should hold every animal, and not every animal of the same kind should be held. Just like how you could have Fluffy, your little pet dog, is the sweetest animal to you, but he hates kids, and he bites every kid. So that's the thing here, is we know our animals, and we understand what they like, what they enjoy, and what's good for them. And sometimes it changes day to day. And that's what's important here to us at Ocoee Riverside Farm. We don't force the animals to do anything. If they're like, hey, we're not feeling it today, that's not good for us, we're just gonna rotate and go to the next animal. We're not gonna force the animals to do stuff. You should definitely be taking care of the animals. It's in your DNA. What does that mean? You're welcome. I agree with you. You're welcome for raising awareness. Do we have any other animals? We do. We have over 150 animals. We have camels. We have baby kangaroos that you can bottle feed. We have, let's see, llamas, alpacas, Scottish Highland cows, micro squirrels, hedgehogs, sulcata tortoises. Actually, do you guys want to see a baby sulcata tortoise? Good morning in Tennessee. Hey, Connie. Let me grab one more cute little animal. If I can get my hand in here. Sometimes I wish I had about an extra 3 set of arms because I just run out of arms to hold everything. So this is a baby. Sorry, I'm trying to get all these cameras zoomed in. This is a baby sulcata tortoise. So let's see here. Alright. So sulcata tortoises can live well over 100 years. We have a couple adult ones outside. Franklin, Fiona, and Spike. And Franklin and Fiona, I think they're like 15 to 20 years old. And they weigh about 80 pounds. They're gonna get well over 100 pounds, and they can live well over 100 years old. Now, we don't have Galapagos tortoises here, but an amazing story about the longevity of tortoises is about a Galapagos tortoise that Charles Darwin took from the Galapagos Islands. So Charles Darwin, you know, he was sailing around looking at all the animals, and I don't agree with everything that he says, but I think it's amazing that he went around and looked at all these animals. So he took a Galapagos tortoise all the way back to England. That same tortoise ended up being owned by Steve Irwin. That Galapagos tortoise ended up living 176 years old. Can you believe that? I think that really speaks to God's amazing design, that He made animals that live almost 200 years. Pretty incredible. You're welcome, Connie. Hey, Sue. Hope you're having a great day. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Dash. He's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. This is a baby sulcata tortoise. We have over 150 animals here at Ecoe Riverside Farm. You come out, you can hang out with sulcata tortoises, sloths, llamas, kangaroos, alpacas. Oh, what else? Hedgehogs, micro squirrels, armadillos. I'm gonna go get an armadillo here in 1 second. And I just heard something crazy about armadillos, about how long they can hold their breath. So, I want to hear some guesses. Don't be looking it up on the internet, no cheating. How long do you think an armadillo can hold its breath for? Alright, I want to hear some guesses, and I also want to hear where you're from. So where are you from, and how long do you think an armadillo can hold its breath for? Where are we? We're in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We have over 150 animals, and we have covered wagons that are right on the banks of the Ecoe River. We actually have 4 sloths. I'm holding Dash. Up above us is Flash. And we also have Chloe and Zoe. Pretty much the cutest animals ever. No, Dash, you can't eat the tortoise. Alright guys, 6 minutes. I got some 6 minutes, 2 hours, and is this a sulcata? It is. You're gonna give yourself a Christmas present and come visit us? You won't regret it. Hey guys, that's a great reminder. Well, 2 reminders. 1, we have gift certificates. Okay, you know that. Go to our website, EcoeRiversideFarm.com. Go to Farm Shop, and then you can get the gift certificates. But guys, don't forget the real reason for Christmas. We're celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. So I know it's exciting to get gifts, and it's awesome. I mean, I have a little girl, and she's always like, did I get more gifts? And sometimes it frustrates me a little bit, and I'm like, we got to remember that it's about giving other people things. So just remember that this season, that that's the reason for Christmas. All right, guys, I'm going to go get the 3-banded armadillo. Let me hear those guesses of how long you think it can hold its breath, and I'll be right back. One hour? What? 6 minutes? Okay, so I'm not randomly shouting out numbers. Do I have Tourette's? Oh, do I have Tourette's? I don't think that I have Tourette's. Maybe some people that converse with me might think I have Tourette's, but I don't. So what those guesses were was, how long can a 3-banded armadillo hold its breath? So, this cute little guy is Baku, the 3-banded armadillo. And he can hold his breath for 4 to 6 minutes. So the reason that makes a lot of sense to me is he's only about 2 inches off of the ground, running around, looking like a baked potato on high heels, like he's late to his next date. So yeah, I can see how he's holding his breath because his face is right at the ground. Also, this little guy's gonna dig up to a foot underground looking for little insects, little ants. He's like, is that an ant I smell? It's kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk, except it's not like fee, fi, fo, hum. That's a human I smell, but he's looking for ants. So this little guy's gonna dig his face down into the ground and just burrow down and look for ants. Another really amazing thing about him is this outside area is warm to the touch. It's called his carapace, and it's made of the same material as our hair and our nails, which is keratin. And so he can ball himself all the way up into a perfect little circle. He's like the original Pokemon. The reason that we have him is he's part of this super order of Zathoran. Now, not only is that a very cool word, is it means hinge spine. So when I flip him around sideways there, you can see his 3 bands, and you can see how they act as basically a hinge. So in that super order of Zathorans, his fellow friends here are the sloths and also giant anteaters. So those are the 3 animals that are in the super order of Zathorans. So his outside area here is warm to the touch, his carapace, and you can even see the little hairs poking through there. A little trick that he'll do is if people are still pestering him and trying to get at him, is he'll open up just a little bit. And then when they try to stick something in there, like a finger or anything else to get him, is he'll clamp it down shut really hard and fast. Now, I haven't had the personal experience of enjoying that, but I've been told that it feels just like a car door getting slammed on your finger. So I'm a little careful of making sure that I don't put my finger in there. Guys, do you see him moving around? Look at him. Isn't he the cutest little thing ever? Guys, this is Baku. He's a 3-banded armadillo. He's also in the super order of Zathorans, just like this cute little sloth, Dash. Here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, we have over 150 animals, and most of them you can hold and hang out with. And here's the really cool thing. We have covered wagons that you can stay in here at the farm. They're right along the banks of the river, and you can even hold a sloth in your covered wagon. Can you imagine sitting in your nice, warm, covered wagon holding a sloth? Where's our facility? We're in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We're a 30-acre family farm, and we have lodging for over 50 people. So, if you want to have your next family reunion here, it's a great option. And here's the great thing. We have a little line of covered wagons right along the river. So, if you need to space out those family members, you can do that here. We also have a riverside cabin right on the banks of the river. Baku thinks it's cool. He's helped giving me a tour there a time or two. Trying to get out of New York? Well, I hear you. New York, what part of New York? Are you in the city or are you in upstate? So when I went up to New York a couple times, I was kind of amazed because once you get into upstate New York, I think it's just as country as Tennessee. So, pretty crazy. Upstate New York, awesome. When I went up there, what was it? The Oswegatchie, the Grass, and the Black River. We went up there and paddled. It was Catskills. Oh yeah, Catskills are beautiful. Is the armadillo fully grown? I think he's gonna grow a little bit more. They're supposed to reach the size of a soccer ball. And when we first got him, he could kind of like fit under a couple things. Within a month, he couldn't do that. And he's about to the size, like, he feels definitely bigger than a softball. But I don't think he's at a soccer ball yet. Maybe like a kid's soccer ball. My daughter had one of those, and it was like the cutest little thing ever. It's like a kid's basketball that looks like a soccer ball.
I have a feeling that somebody told us that and was completely pulling our leg about him getting to be the size of a soccer ball, because I saw like San Diego or San Jose or somebody's zoo where they were celebrating their 3-banded armadillo's 30-somethingth birthday, and it was like exactly the same size as Baku.
We're not going to say the soccer thing. I didn't come up with that one. That one wasn't me.
They had their leg pulled somewhere.
Yeah. You're from Alaska? Well, that's awesome. Where in Alaska are you from? Have I ever been to Alaska? No, I haven't been to Alaska. My grandmother lived in Soldotna, and it was a beautiful thing. But I've been to Idaho several times, which I know is in Alaska, but I think Idaho is one of the prettiest places I've ever been. Idaho was the last state to visit Ocoee Riverside Farm. I think that is kind of a funny detail that not a lot of people know. So I think that that's kind of unique. Possum on the half shell, that's right. Guys, here's another really crazy fact about armadillos. So the shell, this outside area here, in Central and South America, some places will actually take this shell and then, I'm gonna let them run around by the way. They take the shell and they make a musical instrument out of it. And it's called a charango. So I did look it up and it kind of sounds like a banjo, but they make it out of the shell of the armadillo. Good morning everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Dash. He's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And that is Flash. I know, Dash and Flash. It's a little bit of irony, but we're trying to embrace it. Let's see if he wants another little leaf. You want another one, buddy? No. He's looking up there at Flash. He's like, I know I could get you. Do you want? No. He's not feeling it. He wants a kiss. Well, we try not to get our face right on the animals' faces because we don't want to transfer germs. All right, let me raise this and we're gonna go out there and show you guys a couple more animals before we do our main sloth encounter at 11. So starting at 11, we'll be doing a sloth encounter with Michaela as long as our guest is okay with it. So a lot of people say, hey, when I come visit the farm, do I have to be on social media? No, you don't have to be on social media. So just when you do your little note, just say, hey, I don't want to be on a video, and we won't video you. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. Another really, really big question that we get is, can I hold a sloth in my wagon? Yes, you can hold a sloth in your wagon, or your cabin, or the upstairs sloth suite. So just go to the website, go to Sloths, and then you'll see a thing that says cuddle in your cabin. So you can do an encounter with a sloth in your lodging, or you can just do it here. Either way, it's pretty fun. All right, let's see if I can undo this and raise it without bouncing all these cameras around. The good thing about sloths is that they just hold on to you while you move around. He does love us. And here's the thing too, guys, is when you come to cuddle a sloth here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, this is exactly how they're gonna hold you too. So I would like to think that I'm super duper special and the sloths love me exponentially. And they do, but they love being held by anybody. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us at Ocoee Riverside Farm, this is Flash. He's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And this is Dash, and he's also a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. This would melt your stress away? Yeah, I think it would. Someone actually had a heart rate monitor on one day. It was like one of those Rings or Fitbits or something. And at the start of it, I think their heart rate was like 70 or 80, maybe even 90, just because they were excited to see the sloths or stressed out, I don't know. And then they looked at the data afterwards, and I think that their heart rate had slowed down to like 40 or 50 beats per minute. They were just so chill hanging out with the sloths. So, can you imagine hanging out with a sloth and just being really relaxed? I think it's the best thing ever. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Dash. He's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And if you want to come here and hold a sloth, you can. Up above us is Flash. So if you just want to feed a sloth or pet a sloth, you can do that with Flash. We also have two other sloths here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. We have Zoe and Chloe, and they're also the cutest little things ever. You can come here to Ecoe Riverside Farm and take a camel ride on the biggest camel in North America. Let me go put Dash away. I'm gonna show you guys some camels. I gotta move some of these things so I can open the door. That's what I was looking at. Is Flash napping? Yes. Sloths sleep like 15 to 20 hours per day. So they are in a constant state of like snack, sleep, snack, sleep. I was doing my snack sleep dance,
Oh,
Michaela.
yeah?
It goes like this. It's really complicated. It goes snack, sleep. It's the sloth snack sleep dance. She's not amused. I'm gonna put Dash away. Gotta be really careful going in and out. I don't wanna bump Flash there. He's like in his favorite little nap spot. He likes to curl up right there and stay in the center of attention. And when he's there, that means he's still like, I still want a snack. When he goes back, that's usually when he's like, I'm done. All right, let me go put Baku back. And then we'll go look at a camel.
The sloth people are here, so it's up to you if you want to do camels or if you want me to just start with them.
Oh yeah, just yeah, you can start.
Okay. Alright guys, give us just a minute. We're gonna get set up real quick for our sloth encounter people. You guys are gonna get to see how it goes. So this morning they've booked for the sloth VIP encounter, which is where you spend 30 minutes with Flash, which he's right here, and then 30 minutes with Dash, and you actually get to hold Dash. But you have to upgrade for the VIP. It doesn't automatically come on there. So if you guys want to come and do this, you have to add on the VIP portion of it. Oh, sorry.
Who's out, kids? All right. That is how they sleep. And sometimes he goes up into his little hammock. Hey guys, we're gonna go live again in 1 second, so jump right back on, okay?